Hello, Janetta Cardine here. So tonight we're going to have a business chat with Ashley Newsome, Newsomix Market. She's an amazing graphic designer. She has a marketing firm. She's a website designer. So we're just going to talk to her about her business, the things that she's had going on in her business, and yeah, just have a wonderful chat. So I hope you enjoy it. And so without further ado, I give you Ashley of Newsomix Marketing. Hi, Ashley.
Hi, how are you?
I am wonderful. How are you? It's so good to see you again.
Good, thank you.
What's going on? How you been?
Today I was taking the day off because it's actually family day.
Oh, okay. So a lot of people don't know you're in Canada.
Yes,
And
I'm in
so
Canada.
in Canada, it's family day today.
Yes, it's family day.
Is that like a national holiday, or is it just something you chose just for you and your family?
No, it's a holiday. Everything is closed. I was just using today as a way to catch up with some work, like web design work and all that.
Wonderful. So here in the US, it's President's Day. So it's a holiday here too. So everything is closed, everything is shut down. So there's no governmental movement, no banks are open. Some things are open, like I believe the post office might be open, and normal government functions are running, but yeah, it's actually a holiday here too.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was wonderful for you to agree to do this interview. I've been wanting to talk to you for the longest, since we've interacted and done some things together. You've done some things for me and my business. You've also helped some of my clients. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit. And I know that I follow you on your social medias, and you are just so exciting on your social medias. I have to laugh sometimes with some of the posts that you put up. I'm like, Ashley is so funny. So I just kind of wanted to talk to you and get in your head a little bit and ask you a few questions about your business, and just hopefully you can share with our subscribers, with our followers, a little bit more about who Ashley is. So that is our first question. So tell us about Ashley Newsome. And am I saying that correctly? Newsomix Marketing?
Yes, it's Newsomix Marketing. Yeah,
okay.
2 words.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So tell us about Ashley. Who is Ashley?
Okay. So I'm just a simple girl from Canada. I did like the whole shebang. Like I went to school, and I have always had an interest in fashion. I actually wanted to be a fashion designer when I was a kid, but obviously I didn't go along that road. But then when I went to school, I started studying business and marketing and HR. And I also did graphic design. I was always interested because back in high school, I took a graphic design class, and then I learned how to use Photoshop and Adobe and like these cool things, like cool softwares. I learned how to do all these amazing different skills. I knew how to put a picture back together, like a ripped up picture and all that stuff.
Oh, wow. Okay. So is that kind of how Newsomix Marketing took off, or did you like try your hand at other things first? So how did you come into the business that you currently?
Okay, so actually the first business that I started, when I first started school, I was selling used clothes on the internet in Facebook groups to people to earn some extra cash. And I was like, hey, I'll start a website, and then I resell used goods that I collect from people in the community. And that's what I was doing. And then in the summer, I started up another little business where I was selling bath bombs, handmade soaps. So that's how I got into business. And then obviously I wanted to learn how to market my business.
Yes.
And so I took to social media and I read up a lot. And what I did was I went on Instagram and Facebook, and I learned the algorithm. I studied how to get your post seen by people.
That is a whole thing. And people really don't understand that there is a knack to social media marketing. You can't just put up a picture and expect everyone to see it. You have to really understand that there is a method to the madness of the algorithm. You hear people talking about this algorithm, and if you don't understand it, because I mean, it's constantly changing, and you really do have to know how to get your stuff seen. So that's kind of what you do. Not only do you design websites and you do different things in the web design space, but you're also in the marketing space. So tell me a little bit about, with Newsomix Marketing, what are the different areas that you touch as far as your business is concerned?
Yeah, so I was going into marketing because that is something I was doing since I was a kid. I worked in sales, and then when I was a
Okay.
little bit older, I worked
Yeah.
for a marketing company. I went to events and I would present their products to people and I would get them to buy. So for Newsomix marketing, what we do is that I handle website design and social media marketing. So website design, that's self-explanatory, but social media marketing, I do TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. Those
Oh,
4 platforms.
okay. Now tell me about which one, because I know TikTok is really hot right now. And
Mhm.
I've been hearing a little bit of buzz about Instagram is kind of dying. Do you agree with that statement? Do you believe that some of these platforms are kind of going to be obsolete at some point?
So I don't 100% agree with people who say Instagram is dying because
Okay.
a lot of business owners still use Instagram as a way to push
Yeah.
product. So Instagram has something very unique going for them that other
Okay.
platforms don't. Like I would say pictures, like really cool graphics and those captions
Yeah.
and the grid posts. Instagram is well known for those. So that's why I think it's not going to die completely. It is decreasing in popularity because TikTok is
Yeah.
really
It
the
has
big game.
exploded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exploded. But Instagram is still holding on to some of the market because a lot of people still appreciate pictures. Like it's very simple.
Yes.
Just going through someone's feed and just looking at all the beautiful pictures of their vacation or of their cool products or just anything. That's what
Yeah.
people appreciate.
So tell me what motivates you. So you talked about how Newsomix marketing kind of got started. So are you designing always, constantly? Does something have to pull at you? Do you have to be in the mood, so to speak, to design? Or do you feel like you're always working?
I'm always working on something, whether it's
Okay.
yeah, I'm always on my computer, whether it's for my own business where I'm creating content or I'm working on my website, because I'm doing that right now, or
Yeah.
I'm working on somebody else's website. Yes, I do need to be in a mood, but what
Oh,
I like to
okay.
do to put me in the mood, I look at inspiration, that person's niche, whether they're a
Hmm.
fitness trainer or a business coach or they sell beauty products. I always like to look at inspiration, then that puts me in the mood.
It kind of gives you an idea.
Mhm.
So that helps me to ask the next question. When you talk about your web design for a particular niche or a particular industry, let's take me for example, because many people don't know, but they'll know now. You literally revamped my whole website. You gave it life. You gave it things that it did not have. And when we were having our consultations and you went into my website and saw what I currently had, and you looked at areas where you could kind of beef it up a little bit. So tell me about what is it that you look for when you are designing a company's website, when you revamp, when you clean it up, what is it that a website should have? What do you do when you revamp a website?
Okay, so when I approach a website, I always look at it from 2 perspectives. First of all, perspective of the customer and the
Yeah.
business, and
Mhm.
also the way I fix the problem, I look at it from a marketing perspective and I look at it from a design perspective.
Yes.
So from the marketing perspective, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the person to convert,
Hmm.
right? So what you
Right.
want to do as soon as someone lands on your website, you want them to take a certain action, whether it be to purchase your product
Right.
or to book a call with you or to request a quote or to request information about whatever you're selling, whatever you
Yes.
want them to do. So
Yes.
that's the goal of your website. So
Okay.
that's why you need to focus on the layout, which bleeds into design because
Yes.
design complements that. So what I look at is I need to figure out how I can plan out all the features and all the information. I need to organize it in a certain structure. So when
Hmm.
people look at it, it's clear and they know what you're selling and they know what you're doing and they'll take the action
Yeah.
because it persuades them to.
Yeah. because like I said, I follow you on social media, and one of your posts was speaking specifically about those different areas that a website should have. And I was like, well, wait, does my website say all of that? I don't think so. I need to call her. She needs to help me. So I was so thankful and grateful. So let's also talk about, so you say you do need the motivation. So tell me what also inspires you. Are you inspired by different things that are happening in social media? Are you also pulled in so many different directions? You know how sometimes you get distracted with all of the new shiny objects, or are you okay with, you don't necessarily always need the inspiration?
Okay, so yes, the issue with being a designer is that sometimes when I'm designing something, I go and I'm like, wait, I don't like that. And then I change my mind. It's torture.
Yeah.
But honestly, I pick a strategy, because the strategy is the most important part of the website, right? So I pick a strategy and I just fill my head with inspiration. And then I
Yeah.
just go from there. I just let
Yeah.
the universe take the wheel and then I just design. You
Yeah.
just got to
Because
do it.
being a creative, and that's why I asked that, because most creatives, most designers, because you are always creating in your head, right? You're always thinking. And so you have to have that strategy so that you will stay focused, because you could easily get pulled like, oh, well, wait, maybe I can go over here and I can add that. And then next thing you know, you got all this stuff going on and you're like, now, how did I get here? So that's why I asked that, because most creators, most creatives, they get pulled really quickly because you're always thinking, you're always, creating in your mind, you're always on to the next. So tell me, what kind of challenges have you faced, and or if you faced any?
Definitely. Okay, so there is one challenge I had.
Yeah.
So it was basically the process. Like
Okay.
when I brought in a web design clients, I needed to find like what kind of questions I needed to ask that person.
Yeah.
And how am I going to understand their needs for their website, and
Yeah.
also their expectations. And I need to
Yeah.
figure out what what they want
Yeah.
visually as well,
Yeah.
if they have any ideas. And I need
Yeah.
to find a way to lay that out in a good way to communicate. So what I did was I find softwares, and I found like little forms that I put together so I could use them so the process could run much smoothly.
Smoother.
Because in the
Yeah.
beginning, sometimes I would get a client and then I would forget to ask certain things, and then I would
Mm.
have to go back and forth. So I needed to find a way to process that information much easier.
Well, I think that even if you in the beginning stages, because even with us, when we did the initial meeting, you got a general idea of what it is we were looking for. And then you knew, as we were moving throughout the process, that there were going to be times where we were going to have to have another meeting. You were going to have to ask some questions. I think in the beginning, you kind of get just the basics. And then once you start digging in and you realize, oh Lord, I got to do major surgery. So sometimes, you're not going to get all of the answers, I don't believe, at that first meeting. So you do have to have just the basics before you can start the process. So how long has Newsomix Marketing been in business? How long have you been moving around and doing this thing?
So for now, 2 years.
Okay, so you're still kind of new, still kind of
Yeah,
in the
still pretty
honeymoon
new.
staging. Yeah.
So I started off as a lead generation. So I tried to work with local contractors to generate leads, but I decided I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to go into social media because that's where my skill set was. So that's where I went, and also web design.
Yeah, you had to find your niche and you had to find what fit you. But I feel like just because you're doing Newsomix marketing right now with the web design and with the social media, you started out with fashion. So that passion is there somewhere. So you might want to rethink that. Because I mean, like I say, I watch you and I look at some of your videos and, some of the things you talk about. So I don't know, you might really think about branching off and kind of doing some lifestyle stuff on the side just to fill it out and see what it does. Because I mean, you got the knack for it. I'm telling you, when I watch it, I'll be rolling. I said, Ashley is hilarious. So I would say don't close that door. Maybe crack it a little bit and go back. What do you think? Because I feel like you still might have a little bit of that still in you.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing a second TikTok, like just close. So,
Yes.
you
Because
know,
I
I'll
mean,
consider it.
yes, because you have the personality, like doing product reviews. And, because when you were talking about that one thing, you were reviewing it, but you were reviewing it from a website standpoint versus the product itself. You were kind of talking about this famous person that we won't speak of, but you were reviewing it from a website perspective versus the actual product. And so I think you have the personality for that. And I also even looked at the responses and the comments. And so people really feed into that connection. So you already have that connection with your followers. So I really feel like you should probably just test the waters a little bit. I think you might surprise yourself. It might actually be something there.
Yeah, good
I
point.
think check it out. Look, I'll follow you. I'm going to watch if nobody else watches.
Okay, thank you.
So tell me a little bit about your goals for 2022, because we're still in the first half of the year. We're just in February. What have you set out to do for 2022? Have you even thought about setting goals? What do you look for? What are you looking for Newsomix marketing to do in the next 6 months to the end of the year?
I want to launch a YouTube channel that helps people with marketing and obviously demonstrates my expertise. So if anybody ever needs help with, and also web design as well. So if anyone needs help with their website or marketing, they can always reach out to me. So that's something I really want to get going.
Good. Well, that's
2022.
That's really one of the purposes of us talking to you, because you are amazing. You've been amazing to me. And I am sharing with my subscribers, with my followers, my resources. And so offline, we're going to get together and talk about some other people that I want to connect you with that are going to need some of your services. So you need to give us all of your contact information, which I have some of it. I need to get the rest of it. And we're going to share that with our followers and let them know that you are available to provide them with some of the services that they're going to be looking for. Have you thought about maybe teaching like a webinar, like a class, giving tips on how they could do, because sometimes people can't afford high level services. So when they can't afford your services, are you offering like a quick tips, like Ashley's 5 quick tips to get your social media page seen by 10 more followers or something like that? I'm just pulling stuff out of my head. But what do you think? I mean, are you open to?
I can definitely do like little like webinars, like little things like how to boost your algorithm on TikTok, or 5 things you should not do on TikTok that's killing your growth or stuff like that. So yeah, that's definitely cool.
So yeah, I would even think about maybe as you're thinking about creating your YouTube channel, listen, I'm going to follow you. I look at your stuff and I'm like, okay, we're going to listen to what Ashley says because she knows her stuff. So also tell me, what is it that you enjoy most about graphic design? And what do you least like or enjoy?
Oh, okay. So obviously the creative process and also the results and the client's reaction and them being like, oh my God, I love the work. Well, that too. I like the payoff. I love helping people.
Yeah.
And I really like just designing and coming up with creative things like, oh, I should put that there. I should put that there, like just creating. But the part I like the least is my indecisiveness at times, coming up with something. I'm always designing one thing and then I delete it and then make another thing. That can get annoying with me specifically. So
yeah, because you're a creative.
Honestly, yeah, I'm a creative. That's
yeah. And so you really got to give yourself a little break. You got to cut yourself some slack. As a creative, that happens. I'm creating in my head in the middle of the night. I have a notepad on the side of my bed where I'm writing stuff down. And when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, what was I thinking about? What was happening here? So as a creative, it's ongoing. But that's the beauty of it, because with the creative process, you never know which one of those ideas could be $1 million idea. And to be thankful that you're constantly creating, you're constantly moving, you're constantly receiving downloads and insight. So that's actually a good thing. So don't fight it too much. You don't want to turn it
Okay.
off. So yeah, you don't want to turn it off. You want to be able to pull from it. But at the same time, you gotta dial it in and focus. Because I know I have to talk to myself. So
Yeah,
yeah, I get
exactly.
that. So tell me, what is it that you want your current followers and future followers to know about Ashley and Newsomix marketing?
Well, I want them to know that I want specifically women-owned businesses to learn how to be different and
Yeah.
sometimes a little weird, a little crazy, a little out there.
Yes.
So separate
Peculiar.
themselves so they can separate themselves from the norm and their competition and just be like, hey, I'm here and I sell this or I do that, and just get yourself out there. So
Yeah.
that's what I want to empower people to do.
Wonderful. Yeah, I love that. And I love the fact that you speak about being different, because that is the superpower. Because if we're all doing the same thing, that's kind of boring. Nobody wants that. So that's good to say that I'm a little quirky, I'm a little different, I'm a little peculiar, but I have an amazing product, I have an amazing gift, and I'm here. So yeah, I love that. And you say that your niche is specifically women. Okay. So you're not
Yeah.
helping the men at all. So, because I know all of your followers are not female. So you've not had the men reach out to you like, listen, I know you helping the ladies, but can you give me a little bit? Can I get something?
So my aesthetic is very feminine, so I don't think it would draw in too many guys anyway, the way I design things. It's my niche, it's my target demographic, basically.
Well, help her launch. That's my target demographic, but it didn't stop them. I mean, I've had male clients. They call me and be like, look, I know that the business says help her launch, but listen, can you help a brother out? So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, we're going to help you, but we're not going to tell nobody. We're going to do that on the back, but we're not going to promote you or expose you that we've helped you. But yeah, so I know that's our niche, but sometimes the men, they want help too. They realize that most of the businesses right now, it is the year of the woman, and women are, kind of out front and really taking the world by storm, especially with the pandemic. Did the pandemic affect your business at all?
Not too much. I did have some people who would otherwise be able to afford my services. They would say things like, "Oh, sorry, we can't
Yeah.
afford it right now." But I
Yeah.
would go to the next person. So it's
Yeah. And
not too
that's the thing. That's something that I always even say to my clients. If everybody is saying yes to you, your prices are too low. So you got to make sure that you're looking at what services you're offering, and you're not going to be for everybody. And everybody's not going to be able to afford you. So, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. So this has been amazing. I have really enjoyed talking with you. So what do you got coming up? You got anything that we need to be looking out for? Is there anything coming up that's going to be amazing?
Honestly, this week I got a few design projects I got to work on for a few clients. And I'm also gonna I'm still doing product research, but I'm opening up a small fashion
Oh,
boutique.
cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. What is that going to be?
Yeah, it's gonna be cool products for women, cute dresses, just stuff that I see that I really, really like. And I'm also doing patterns. So it's gonna be
Wonderful.
big.
Oh, yeah. So see, that's that fashion thing we were talking about. See, so you might be
Yep.
segueing into something else. So when is that launching? Are you still kind of getting everything together?
It's still in the planning phase.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you definitely got to keep us posted on that. We got to shout that out. So we got to help push that. And when you launch, we want to be a part. If we need to collaborate, we need to connect, we need to help shout it to the masses. We want to be a part of that, because again, that's what Help Her Launch does. We help launch, we help scale. We are all about the female. I am woman, hear me roar. Empowering women, pushing women, building women, helping women scale. So definitely keep us posted when that gets ready to take off, because we want to be a part of it with you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So this has been wonderful. I've enjoyed talking with you. I kind of told you we're going to make sure we have all of your contact information. We're going to share everything with our subscribers, with our followers. We're going to tag you so that you will be able to also post this video on all of your socials if you want your followers to see this interview and connect with you in a different way. But we're going to make sure that they have everything that they need. So if they want to reach out to you and talk to you about services that you offer, the marketing, web design, social media. So do you manage, or do you just kind of give them maybe a social media strategy?
So I do both, sometimes
Okay.
depending on what they need. Some
Okay.
people, they don't have any time at all to do their social media, so I manage. But
Okay.
some people, they just want direction, so I help with
Okay.
strategy.
So you do have like a menu of services that they'll be able to pull from. So if we need this, we can get this, or if we need that, we can get that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So it was great talking to you, Ashley. So like I told you, I'm going to reach out to you later, but this has been amazing. I have enjoyed talking with you tonight. So
Me too. Thank you.
thank you. So we'll be in touch soon. Okay.
Okay. Bye. Have
All
a
right.
great night.
You too. Good night.
Good night.